let's get into it. Okay? Okay. I definitely did not see the hate scene with Sonya and Shin after her side story. That never happened. Don't look at the save files. I was going to say you could have re-downloaded the game. Look. It's on Steam. So no. We're moving on. Anyway, there are 3 more side stories. I wish I could have seen Sonya's hate scene. Fuck. Anyway. There's still more with Sonya's. So let's move on. Let's push forward, I guess. It has been a while since a class was held here. The place was packed. Many scholars and alchemists from the academy attended to listen to the Harmonia College's presentation. On the podium was Miss Sonya, who appeared to be a little nervous.
まさかハルモニア派の講義がここまで注目されるなんて。これは失敗できませんね。
Calm down, Miss Sonya.
私たちもサポートしますから。そうですね。
Oh. It was just breathing. Miss Sonya placed her hand on her large chest. You didn't need to point out her. You didn't need to point out the large chest part. You should have just said her chest. And took deep breaths before taking a gander at the audience.
こんにちは、皆さん。大変な時にもかかわらず、私たちの講義を聞くために集まってくれてありがとうございます。すでに知っている人も多いと思いますが、私たちハルモニア派は近くオーズ遠征を計画しています。先のマルドゥック派に続く挑戦ということで、ハルモニア派だけでなく、多くの方の知恵を借りて準備を進めている段階です。今日はそのオーズ遠征について、私が今語れるだけのことを語ろうと思います。
To have more people understand the purpose of the expedition to all. That was the reason they decided to host a lecture at this time. Unlike Professor Johan's expedition held previously, the Harmonia College's scale and expectations were much lower. Is there a limit to channel points? No. There isn't. Also background music? What do you mean? That's the game. Yeah? That's the game's background music. However, each person held sincere thoughts and concerns about the failure of Soshi. To pass that message, Miss Sonya stepped up to the podium, as if she had forgotten her nervousness. Once the lecture started, and she spoke smoothly. My axial lane is running in the background. Oh, that explains it.
また、北方は境界に近づくにつれ、致死量に至るダスト濃度が観測されています。私たちは濃いダスト化でも活動できるよう、グレイマン派の理論を参考にしました。
What? The Greyman College? A strange murmur spread throughout the lecture hall. Pretending not to hear anything, Miss Sonya gestured to Shin to run on the board.
シン君、アリアさん、例の術式を書き出してもらえませんか？
Sure.
体内酵素と免疫系の術式ですね。
Flashbang, Jesus. The limestone separated from the chalk and stuck to the blackboard. Shin and Arya wrote out the spell together.
ご覧のように、オーズロイド、開魔化のプロセスを解析すれば、ダストへの免疫を飛躍的に高める効果が。
Hold up. One who raised their hand spoke was a scholar of the Barnow Sea. What? Barnow College. Miss Sonya paused for a moment and let him speak. The Greyman College was exiled as nonconformists. You should know of the chaos they've caused, yet you are relying on the theories of the destroyers?
確かに彼らはソシエにとって災いをもたらしました。グレイマン派の理想や信念がどうあれ、その帰結が間違っていたことは私も同じ意見です。ですが、だからといってその過程や築いてきた成果のすべてを否定してしまうのは短絡的ではないでしょうか。
I mean, look, it's the same in real life, right? I mean, the Nazis during World War II were some of the worst people to ever exist, but the advances they made in medicine are still used to this day. So, you know, it's kind of the same thing here, right?
事実、グレイマン派の理論から構築したこの免疫術式は私たちの遠征に大いに役立ってくれます。私はそれを強く確信しています。
But what the Grammar College did should not be forgiven. That's not what she's doing. Scholar continued to argue. Glancing over to the other scholars, there were several that agreed with the scholar. Seeing through their reactions, Miss Sonia calmly nodded to him.
錬金術の功罪。それは私たち錬金術師にとって永遠のテーマと言えるものですね。過信を虐げ搾取するドール。他にも私たちにはその気になればソシエを壊せるほどの英知がある。
That's right. That's why we have to strictly manage the taboos.
いいえ、だからこそ探求し知るべきなのです。
True. So we don't repeat the mistakes that others made. We don't repeat the mistakes of history. Whatever. What? And was shocked. Confusion ran through other scholars. They shouldn't stuck a glance at Miss Sonia's profile.
管理とは誰にも知らせず封印することを言うのでしょうか。危険は遠ざけ、触れざるものと黙殺すべきと。私はそうは思いません。知識は知識。それを使う者の資質によってもたらされる結果はおのずと変わってくる。いいですか？私が思う錬金術師として最も大切な資質はここにあります。
Don't point at the heart. God damn it. Miss Sonia touched a large chest. Why aren't you bringing that up now, Shin?
ソシエを守護する信念、心の物差し、異端や破壊というレッテルに左右されるのではなく、本質を見通す目。それを養うのはとても難しいことです。あの開祖だって万能ではなかった。私たちは間違いを起こすかもしれない。けれど、一人一人が自分の物差しを持ち、学び続けていれば、決定的に間違うことはない。それが私の信念。だから、
Miss Sonia looked back at the board. She confidently showed the spell constructed from the theories of the Greyman College.
私は知識を使うことを恐れません。学派の偏見を取り払えば、そこには大きな可能性があるのですから。
A murmur spread through the lecture hall. There was delayed applause that followed, and everyone clapped. Some were not convinced by her speech, but Miss Sonia accepted that such reactions was a matter of course. As a matter of course.
ソニア先生、かっこいい。
I agree with what she said. Knowledge is knowledge. How it is used is based on the person's nature. True, that's why we should teach students about slavery and World War II. Having the eye to see through the nature of things, maybe that's the most important factor to learn the truth of all.
私、ソニア先生のこと誇りに思うよ。とっても尊敬できる大好きな先生。
Hey, Arya, Sonya's my woman, okay? Yeah, me too. Hang on. While staying back as assistants, Shin and Arya lightly nodded. The class continued, and after several debates, it came to an end. The end. That day's lecture was the last one before the Harmonia College departed to the edge of Sochi. Miss Sonia opened a small paper packet before downing the powdered content with a cup of water. Huh? Oh, right. That medicine. That medicine, is it for the corrosion disease?
ええ、例のグレーマン派の研究を参考にしたものです。数値は安定しているし、免疫効果も立証されているんですよ。今度の遠征にも持っていこうと思って、今自分を被験者にしていろいろ試しているところなんです。
Previously, when Miss Sonia was severely injured, she suffered from a progressive form of corrosion disease. Now she suppressed the effects with medication, but she was not completely cured. Please don't push yourself. If there's anything I can do, let me know.
ありがとう。でも、遠征についてくるなとは言わないでくださいね。私、オーズの真実やシャマシュとの契約の他にも、今度の遠征で期していることがあるんです。
Which is...
はい。フランスはプレラーティ教授の足跡を終えたら、と。
プレラーティ教授、ソニア先生の師匠にあたる方ですよね。私はお会いしたことないけど、ハルモニア派の前の主催だったとか。
I also want to know about Sonia's master. Arya chimed in while she was working. Miss Sonia nodded and stared into the distance and thought.
フラン先生は私に錬金術の何たるかを教えてくれました。技術や知識だけでなく、ハルモニア派の理想、信念も。先日講義で語ったことはフラン先生に教えられたことでもあるんですよ。
尊敬してたんですね、プレラーティ教授のこと。
ええ、だから私はフラン先生の見たものをこの目で確かめたいんです。ソシエの
Oh shit.
ええ、だから私はフラン先生の見たものをこの目で確かめたいんです。ソシエの果てに何があるのか。
Like Shin and the others, Professor Prelati also attempted to go to all, but never came back. Sonia's insistence on the expedition was probably influenced by this.
そうだ、シン君。さっき何でもするって言ってくれましたよね。
Yes, I did. He would preface if he could. Shin couldn't help but nod after being relied on by Miss Sonia.
実は抗菌薬の改良で試してみたいアプローチがあって、そのためにシン君に被験者になってほしいんです。
What should I do?
まずこの活性剤を投与して経過を見ます。
Active agent? Is it to raise the immunity of my Philosopher's Stone?
グレーマン派の研究でダスト粒子を疑似的に再現したものです。普通の人間には毒物ですけど、賢者の石の適合者であるシン君なら分解機能が働くので。
なるほど、そのメカニズムを分析するんですね。血液や細胞のサンプルを調べれば新薬開発のデータになる。
さすがアリアさん、その通りです。
Miss Sonia proudly pointed her index finger, smiling. She didn't expect rejection in the slightest.
疑似粒子投与で一時的に発熱があると思いますけど、シン君なら大丈夫ですよね。よろしくお願いします。
これで抗菌薬が改良されれば多くの腎化病患者を助けることになります。とても意義のある仕事ですね。
Yeah. Shin nodded vaguely as they proceeded on the assumption that Shin would agree. Thus, Shin had to prepare for the expedition to Ore while helping out with the development of the new drug. What the fuck? Why are we out of here? Huh? Okay. Let's hope that we get some new, press? I don't know. Yikes. Looks like we will not. Cool. Fart cloud. To increase affinity faster. Battles and the dorm. Other ways to increase affinity, I don't think there are any. But you use the dorms to increase affinity and you increase morale so that you will get more affinity during battles. Essentially. But if you're low on morale, you'll start losing affinity. How to increase morale other than dorms? I don't think you can. Well, it'll passively increase morale over time when they're out of battle. Essentially. What is oath? What if you're oathed? I mean, if you're oathed, you can't really lose affinity on the character. If in terms of morale, you'll definitely lose morale. Divorces. No, I'm saying if the character morale is too low, you'll start losing affinity if you keep battling them with them. Okay, well. So, divorces, they don't exist. Not while oathed. You won't lose affinity while oathed. You'll lose morale while oathed, though. Okay, fuck it. Oh, I was not expecting a druid. Who is your best girl anyway? My best girl? Warspite and San Diego. In terms of my favorite, well, I already told you I oathed Illustrious and Yukikaze. So those are my favorites. Wife, I mean, I've already told you my wives. My Earth Unicorn first, go for it. In terms of who I oathed first, it was Yukikaze. So I guess you could say she is my girl, my best girl. Okay, I was hoping to get a druid. I did not.
糸に何か反応したの。怖くな
Dark
ってないわ。い
Bullets.
つでも行けるの。アーマーディバイド。スピニングシャッター。インビジブルツリー。シンフォニックギア。当然の結果というものですわね。よかった。見つけたのね。
Just side today. Yeah. I mean, if I have time, I'll probably start the main story, right? But you know, if the side stories take up all the time, then yeah. Right. So what was I doing? Dust proof medicine super X. Right. A new medicine that reduces the negative effects of the dust slightly increases party's resistance against vulnerability. Cool. Listen, okay. Wasn't worth it. Nah. Oh. I see. God damn it. I'm gonna have to If I wish the prototype for the dustproof medicine was created. It was created using antibodies from Shin, who had the Philosopher's Stone, and data-wise, it should be more effective than the pre-existing dustproof medicines. Holding the pill in his hand, Shin was filled with emotions. It took so long, but it's finally done.
お疲れ様でした、シンくん。大変でしたが、よく頑張ってくれましたね。
Yeah, this is all for you, Miss Sonia.
まあ、シンくん。お上手ですね。
Miss Sonia's cheeks flushed as if she were satisfied. The time he spent as a test subject was quite a burden for Shin. He put his body through a lot of stress to boost his immunity, and during that process, he suffered from fevers and fatigue. But man, the food restriction is the toughest. Shin thought back to the pain of only being able to eat a certain amount of food daily.
なんでよ、せっかくのアリアさん特製レーションなのに。
That's exactly why. You make everything taste so spicy.
だってその方が美味しいもん。
The only one who thinks that is you.
まるちゃんだって味見してくれて、美味しい美味しいって喜んでたよ。
Well, yeah, that's because she literally bathes in lava. Breaking Arya's spice addiction itself seemed impossible. Shin gave up and let out a big sigh, a deep sigh.
まあ、シンくんもアリアさんも頑張ってくれたということで。
Miss Sonia tried to intercede and took the pills in her hand.
早速ですが、臨床データを取りましょう。実際に服用してみて、効果や副作用の有無などを調べます。
In this case, I'm excluded from the study, right?
そうですね。シンくんの持つ抗体から作った薬ですから、被験者は他の人間でないと。
Which means Shin peered over to Arya. Now it's your turn.
何その目、根に持ってる？
Not at all. Don't worry, Arya. If you develop a fever or have any side effects, I'll prepare a sweet therapy fever reducer just for you.
シンくんはアリアさんには容赦ありませんね。でも被験者には私もなるつもりですから。
I see where this is going. Miss Sonia laughed weakly before patting Arya's shoulder.
やるからには有意義なデータを取りましょう。頑張りましょうね、アリアさん。
はい。ソニア先生がそう言うなら。
Without changing her gentle expression, manages to make matters go her way. Maybe the scariest person of all was Miss Sonia. Shin briefly thought as he watched the two take the pill. Huh? Oh, right. And then the pill had adverse side effects, including making them extremely horny. And then they had sex. Threesome? I hope so. But we'll only find out about that when I go through the 18+ version. Let's save stashes for last. And go with Celeste's. Some time passed since the attempted coup by the Marduk College and the military factions. The royal capital that was once filled with chaos seemed to have visually calmed down. Oh, good. I thought you were closed. Thanks for the hydrate. And the stretch. Fucking... The shop's open for like-minded people like you. I stocked up on some rare items too. Damn, that rhymed. Peeking into his favorite store, he spotted the usual shop owner. As his eyes got used to the dimly lit store, he could see many insect cages and breeding boxes. Yeah, I'm getting tired. God damn it. What's the point of being off if you're gonna sleep at the same time? This place puts me to ease every time I come here. So, what's the rare stuff? This is it. Glass bottle? Is that honey inside? Wait, no way. Good job, bro. Did you get it? As Shin stared carefully, the shop owner winked proudly. As she exited the store and walked down the street, she reached the meeting place. Arya waved. She reached the meeting place. Arya waved at him. Shin ran over to her.
もう遅いよ。どこ行ってたの?
Sorry, I was visiting the insect cage shop.
やっぱりまた無駄遣いしたんでしょう。
Arya stared at the bulge in his bag before giving him a blank stare.
はあ、しょうがないな。工房の買い出しできたのに。
Well, we got what we wanted, so it should be all right. I'm glad we were able to do some normal shopping today.
それはそうね。事件の直後は流通が麻痺してるとかで、いろんなお店が開店休業状態だったし。
Hello, Quartz. Arya raised her spirits and nodded in response.
それもセレスが頑張ってるおかげかな。
I hope she isn't overworking herself too much. Since Faust was in a critical state, as a princess, Celeste had a lot of duties on her shoulders. The world was in a state of chaos with the Act of Oblivion and the coup d'etat. Jin feared Celeste would push herself with her sense of duty and earnestness.
あれ、 あそこにいるのセレスじゃない？
Huh? You're right. The Major is there too. Maybe she was trying to stay hidden. Celeste wondered with her hood on as Major Alexandra in her uniform was following her with a serious look.
おーい、セレス
Hey, don't call her out.
くせ者か。
うわー、なんです
アリア君だったか。失礼した。
After spotting Arya, the Major lowered her blade. She pointed at her.
サーシャは私の護衛をしてくれているの。必要ないって言ったんだけど、どうしてもって言うから。
陛下がご不在の今、姫様に万一のことがあってはなりません。
Look, I'm just gonna...
というわけ。はあ、びっくりしたよ、もう。
So, what are you doing here, Celeste?
これから難民キャンプの慰問に向かうところよ。大臣は渋ったけど、無理って予定に入れてもらったの。
You're working so hard, Celeste.
今は誰もが不安を抱えて日々を送っているから、私が姿を見せることで少しでも民を元気づけられるなら頑張らないわけにはいかないでしょ。
Okay, now I'm curious what led up, what happened for Sasha to end up sleeping with Shin again. Take it easy. I'm only an alchemist, so I don't know much about the royal court or politics, but I'll do anything to help.
ええ、ありがとう、シン。
Celeste smiled softly. He worried if she might be overwhelmed with duties as royalty, but she didn't seem too tired or worn out. Arya, can you do me a favor?
どうせ先に戻っててって言うんでしょ。
Yeah. Sorry, can you...
仕方ないなあ。まあ、今大変なのはセレスだって分かってるからいいけどね。二人ともどういうこと？
You don't mind? I'll go to the campsite with you. I can help out with the soup kitchen or some other chores. I'd also love to see Rocker and the others too.
それはもちろん歓迎だけど。
And they'll confuse us for being a couple again. Celeste turned to Arya apologetically.
私のことは気にしないで。早く戻ってやりたい調合もあるし、こういうのは役割分担だよ。ごめんなさい。執務が終わったら戻るようにするから。
If we're running late, you have me around too.
その言い方だと、私の護衛に不満があるように聞こえるが。
I mean, like, it wasn't that good last time, so that's not true. I'm counting on you, Major.
二人がそばにいてくれるなら安心ね。
はっ、頼りにしてください、姫様。
セレスの場合、そこらの男の人よりずーっと腕が立つけどね。
Bro, I wish she would. Never mind. Arya stated as she patted Shin's shoulder while leaving.
セレスのことよろしくね。ちゃんとそばで見ててあげて。
Yeah, I know. After parting with Arya, Shin and the others decided to head to the refugee camp located on the outskirts of the royal capital. Oh god, I forgot that I did voices for these guys that I completely forgot about. Oh, it's the princess! The princess is here again! Oh god. Oh. I can't do... Oh my, welcome to this filthy place! Why do there have to be so many? I'm I can't do it. I'm grateful that you haven't forgotten about us even during these difficult times. Princess Celeste's comforting presence was always welcomed. As Celeste removed her hood and showed herself, the refugees began to gather and formed a crowd. As expected of Celeste, she's so popular.
当然だろう。姫様の光り輝く魅力とカリスマがあればな。
Your parents hear that? My parents aren't here. Really, you must really like Celeste, don't you, Major?
私が忠誠を捧げるのは王家と、そして姫様だからな。さあ、シン。姫様が民の相手をしている間、私たちは肉体労働をするぞ。
Look, there are some visual novels that I want to play that don't have voice acting in them, so I'll need to work on my female voices if I want to play those. I'm not gonna speak every line in my same voice because it doesn't work out. Roger. Urged by the Major, Shin grabbed a crate of supplies to distribute. Moving a Maltina voice. I that can't really. Look, I'll work on it, and then I'll be able to do better ad libs in my videos.
しかし、今回のことは本当に参った。
Make Cinderella. Look, I could, maybe I could. I'll need to work on it. Huh?
クーデターのことだ。ヨハンやガビランの配下にいながら、事前にその情報をつかめなかったのはあまりに不屈。
Namtar? Definitely not. Well, it can't be helped. That's how clever they were. Henry? Nope.
いや、それでは申し訳が立たぬ。陛下が傷を負われたのは私の責任だ。
No, I could do
この失態
Namtar.
を挽回するために、私はこの身を賭してでも姫様をお守りせねばならない。
No, here's my Namtar impression, right? Shah! No, that one was Agrippa. The first one was Namtar, right? Don't say cute. Or another Namtar is wait, no, that I can't do that one. But you know, Namtar fucking Shah! I can't do it again. You know, if you redeem enough RRs, I might be able to learn how to do Cinderella's voice. Major.
貴様にだから言うが、姫様は無理をされている。二重生活。それは陛下だからこそできていたことで、まだお若く経験も浅い姫様では難しいことだ。
Look, I'm not gonna do RR outside of the redeem because, you know.
姫様が化粧をされているのに、お前は気づいたか
？Makeup? No.
やつれた顔を民に見せないためだ。宮廷術師の調合した栄養剤も日常的に服用している。
I didn't notice.
さっき別れたご同輩、彼女は感づいたようだったがな。
Arya did. Thinking back when Arya left, she seemed worried about Celeste. Shin felt bad about how he was the only one who didn't notice. He's a guy, so... You know, girls recognize when other girls wear makeup. Guys, you know... makeup is meant to fool other guys, not girls.
私は姫様の護衛としての任務に誇りを持っているが、あの方の心までお支えすることはできん。
shit.
私は姫様の護衛としての任務に誇りを持っているが、あの方の心までお支えすることはできん。それができるのはお前やハルモニア派の同志だろう。
Major. Alexandria placed her real hand on Shin's shoulder. Hinting with her eyes, Shin returned his words. I think you're a great support to Celeste. That's why we should support each other and help Celeste.
サーシャだ。
は？
特別にサーシャと呼ぶことを許すぞ。その方が姫様も喜ばれるだろうからな。
Bro, we're on a first name basis with Sasha. I can already hear the wedding bells. What? Got it. You really prioritize Celeste, don't you, Sasha?
当然だ。それが騎士のあり方というものだからな。
A night.
あ、兄貴、ここにいたか。
Yeah, I can do a little brat voice, right? You heard it before. Hey, Rocker, you're looking well. Shin turned to Rocker, who ran toward him.
知り合いか？
We got to know each other when I first visited with Celeste. I guess he'll be my junior.
ああ、これでも錬金術師の卵なんだぜ。
Encouraged by being called Shin's junior, Rocker rams his arm out energetically and gives a thumbs up.
こないだ兄貴にもらった本ももう3回は読んだからな。
What? Wow, great job. Shin handed an introductory guidebook to Rocker, who aspired to become an alchemist. The book was partially aimed at children, with many illustrations, but there were technical terms in the text that would require some patience to read through.
なあ兄貴、俺銃魔っていうのを作ってみたい。俺にもできっかな。
Look, Rocker, I've read enough dojins. I know what will happen if you try to make a demon partner. You're gonna get a big tittied One-chan that will dominate you every day, and I don't want to be jealous, so no. What? I didn't say any of that. That was an AI voice. Huh? If you study harder, I'll see if I can find some more books on it.
本当か？
Yeah, I came along with Celeste today, so I'm empty-handed. But, oh, that's right. Oh, right. Yeah, Rocker and Shin bonded with bugs. Shin took out a glass bottle he brought earlier from his bag. A golden liquid was inside. Piss? Oh wait, no, honey.
なんだそれ？
It's piss. I mean honey. I brought it at my favorite store earlier. It's special honey called the citrus sap. I don't know what citras are. I have a few of them.
シトラ？
It's a type of god. They inhabit trees and secrete nectar from there. Their honey is scarce, and not only does it have great nutrients for insects, but it also has the power to heal illnesses.
へえ、送信つってもいろいろいるんだな。それでその瓶に入ってるのがその樹液なのか？
Exactly. Citra appears randomly, so it's very rare.
それでどうすんだ？その蜜。
Want to eat it? Well, you can feed it to the insects you already have, or if you smear it on trees, it'll lure other insects out.
おお、それでレア物ゲットすんだな。
I'll leave this with you, Rocker. Next time, show me your best catch.
わかったぜ。兄貴には本貸してもらったりしてるからな。いいやつ捕まえたら兄貴にも分けてやるよ。
I look forward to it. Accepting the glass bottle from Shin, Rocker happily dashed off. We may be studying to become an alchemist, but he's still a child at heart. It's a pleasure to see his eyes twinkle, hoping to catch insects.
なるほど。後輩とはよく言ったものだ。そっくりだな、お前と。
Hang on, I'm gonna call. I'll be right back. I'm back. Alright, anyway. Really? I didn't think I'd get that excited.
いつだったかの任務中、関係のない昆虫に心を奪われていたことがあったではないか。
Was I? Vaguely remembering, Tin casually averted his gaze from Sasha, who gave him a blank stare. Rocker?
慌てて走って誰かとぶつかったようだな。
Rocker ran into a man who was behind a pushcart and fell back. Shin and Sasha began heading his way. Are you alright, Rocker?
おいそこのお前、配給は準備ができ次第始めるから勝手に持っていくな。難民ではないのか。それにその2、我々が持ってきたものではない。
Sasha's expression clouded with suspicion. That was when the cover on the cargo was removed from the inside, and several armed men leapt out.
くせ者！
What?
狙いは姫様か。
By the time Sasha got into a battle stance, he was a moment too late to catch the men who rushed towards Celeste. She quickly held up her prosthetic hand, but her movements were too slow.
ここから撃てば難民たちを巻き添えにしてしまうか。
Princess Celeste, we're taking you into custody.
なんですあなたたちは。
That's what I'm asking. Shut up and stay quiet.
無礼者。
What? As the men reached for her, she instead twisted their arm. The men screamed in pain as their joints were struck. Don't move. If you resist, their lives won't be spared. Ah, who are those guys? Who are you guys? No, get away. Help me.
卑怯な。
Celeste,
姫様。
don't move. If you move, we'll kill the hostages.
何者だ。姫様の恩義を狙うなど万死に値するぞ。
Welcome back, Dexter. Shut up. The true ruler of the Arceus continent should not be some fake royalty, and not this chick for sure.
そうか。貴様らクーデター派の残党か。
That's why they're after Celeste. There were military factions that were close to Professor Johann. They were what made up most of the coup. If the remnants were still alive, they could see why they would attacked Celeste. What the fuck? Looks like you were careless. We got intel saying you were coming to help the refugees, so we knew that this was the place to target. Stop! We won't let you have Celeste. Chin aimed his gauntlet at the soldier who was holding Celeste hostage. Precise firing mode. Needle bullet. Fire! Ah. Hey, he has a gun! No, he has a ether gear. You gotta be kidding me. Don't you see the hostages we have here? If we subdue the hostages before they're harmed, we can...
シン、やめて。
I already killed one of them though. Celeste shouted. From the corner of his eye, he saw one of the men holding an iron bar and a mother holding her baby. Oh, it's on. Oh, so you're saying it's not a knife? Celeste broke free from the main's restraints and leapt between the two. Celeste, you want to protect the woman. You're little. Ah! Sparks flew as a sharp pain struck through his head, falling to his knees. From the dripping blood, Shin realized he had been hit. Nice job, Sasha. You, I'll destroy you. Celeste's voice was filled with intensity. It was enough to even stop the most agitated terrorist. He smiled at the trembling mother as she stood up. She must have been struck on her shoulder, but she did not show any signs of pain.
あなたたちの要求に従います。その代わり、これ以上の乱暴狼藉は許しません。
You should have shown that meek attitude from the start. What meek attitude?
もし約束を違えれば容赦しません。そのつもりでいなさい。
All right. You should be grateful for the princess's kindness. I could have killed you on the spot. The leader placed handcuffs on Celeste's arms. Pushing her back, he urged her to walk.
いけません、姫様。族どもの要求に屈しては。
ごめんなさい、サーシャ。あとお願い。
姫様。
Come on, hurry up. Don't waste my time. Celeste, I feel like there was an easier way you could have solved all of this.
シン、大丈夫よ。心配しないで。
I'll go and get you. I'll save you no matter what.
ええ、信じているわ。
As the men pulled her away, their eyes crossed each other for a moment. Less. After that, Shin lost his conscience. What? Shin lost his conscience. You mean Shin lost consciousness? He didn't get hit in the back of the head that hard. His first impression of her was that she was a beautiful but simple-minded girl. She was very different from his younger sister Anna, Arya, and the other girls he's met. He thought girls from royalty were very strange. Even after he told her he was an apprentice alchemist, she showed little interest. But once she found out he did some martial arts, she asked to do hand-to-hand combat. Though the combat was closer to a childish sword fight, he didn't even remember who won. But since then, Shin was able to get along with her. During the few days he stayed at the palace with his master, Shin spent most of his time with her. That was when the incident occurred. It was simple. There was a vassal who wanted his son to marry the princess, and his eyes caught sight of Shin, who was friendly with the princess. Annoyed with his presence, he sent bandits to get rid of Shin. Huh? However, the princess was also on site, and with some misunderstanding of their mission, the bandits kidnapped the princess instead. Huh? I'll save her no matter what. He couldn't leave Celeste, who was captured instead of him. That was when he swore to save her. Now that he looks back, he went on a reckless journey without even consulting the adults around him. But Shin's mind was filled with Celeste. As a child, Shin believed he would be able to save Celeste if he used all his skills. Ow. The moment he got up, he felt a sharp pain in his head. When he placed his hand over, he noticed he's been patched up. Must have been sleeping. Where am I?
病院だよ。兄貴、あいつらに殴られたから。
Rocker, how long have I been sleeping?
3時間くらいだと思う。で、起き上がって大丈夫なのか？
I have to save Celeste. I promised her I'll go get her.
だけど。
Plus, I'm the main protagonist.
姫様を誘拐したテロリストは消息不明だ。軍の追跡を振り切って行方をくらませている。
Sasha was standing by the entrance of the hospital room. Exhaustion can be seen in her expression.
ヨハン教授が私的に使っていた工房があるらしい。クーデター派の残党はそこをアジトに使っているという。だが肝心の場所が割り出せん。マルドゥック派にも当たってみたが、あの男は詳しい座標を教えていなかったようだ。結界も施され、教授の許可がないものは立ち入れないと。おそらくはクーデターに参画する中枢メンバーの隠れ家だったのだろうな。
What the fuck? How to sell drugs online in brackets fast? So that might be where Celeste was taken.
どうするつもりだ？
Sasha questioned him as Shin readied himself. It's obvious. I'm going to find that hideout. If I scour the area around the royal capital and the academy, I should be able to find it.
落ち着け。捜査なら軍がしている。貴様はいざという時のため備えをしておけ。
But
貴様は錬金術師だろう。錬金術師には錬金術師の戦い方がある。
God damn it.
貴様は錬金術師だろう。
Shigayo.
錬金術師には錬金術師の戦い方がある。違うか。
I meant Shigaoka. Shin noticed Sasha gripping her fist tight. She appeared calm, though Shin noticed the small trembles that expressed the inner rage she contained inside.
私は姫様の護衛を仰せつかっておきながら、あの方の臣をおめおめと賊に奪われてしまった。全く不甲斐ない。万死に値する失態だ。私が許せん。叶うなら今すぐにも姫様のおそばに馳せたい。だが悔しいが、軍の捜査では姫様に近づけない。
Fucking
だが悔しいが、軍の捜査では姫様に近づけない。それで貴様ならもしやと思い立った。
With that said, Sasha raised her head.
何かないか。貴様の錬金術師としての知恵で姫様の居場所がわかる方法が。
I mean, like, you know, I've done some things with her, right? Sasha. Yeah, I need to calm down. So there has to be a way to save Celeste. Felt his head cooling that was burning with pain earlier. Instead of moving roughly, he shifted his thoughts to what he could do now. Even if they don't know where the enemy's hideout is, if we trace the terrorists' footsteps back,
結界にか乱されずに済む方法があるのか。
even if there's a barrier, the actual location is still there. It should be an illusion that manipulates the intruder's perception. The problem is how we can trace our opponents without being fooled by the barrier.
なあ、兄貴。今思い出したんだけど。
Rocco hesitantly chimed in. Shin turned his head toward him, desperate for any clues possible. Sure. If you thought of something, let me know anything.
あ、はあ。俺、あの時犯人の一人に瓶の中身をぶちまけた。
The inside of the bottle? Oh, you mean Citra's sap? Citra with an S.
シトラの樹液。
With an S.
ああ、お前が少年に渡した手土産のことか。珍しい虫が集まる蜜だとか。
兄貴、あの蜜の匂いを終えれば犯人を見つけられるんじゃねえかななんて思いつきで言ってるだけだけど。
Rocket didn't seem confident, but Shin was struck with shock with his advice. No, I think we can do something. The Citra with a C now, sap, is a special honey created by the gods. Using the harvesting methods, I think we can trace it.
本当か？
Shin nodded as he turned back to Rocker. Rocker, can you do me a favor? Can you lend me your Ariadne giant rhino beetle?
いいけどどうするんだよ。
I'll make it into a temporary demon partner, just to trace Citra's sap.
ジューマ？俺の兜？
With a serious look, Shin nodded at Rocker, who was freaking out. In the dark forest at night, there was a low buzzing sound of wings. A beetle with a fluorescent pattern on its surface flew in circles before landed on Shin's hand. The beetle was connected to Shin's pinky with a string. From the tugging he felt from the string tied to the beetle, Shin figured the general direction. This reminds me of the time when I tried to go after the kidnappers using a different method. After I found out Celeste was captured in the mansion, I climbed up the balcony with a rope.
どうだシン、追跡はできそうか？
Yeah. Sasha spoke up as Shin stopped his train of thought. This way. The Ariadne giant rhino beetle is sniffing out the scent of the citrus sap.
大丈夫なのだろうな。そんな昆虫が本当に我々を導いてくれるのか？
I thought you believed in me.
そうだったな。錬金術の英知を当てにしたのは私の方だったか。
Look, all I'm saying is this side story should have the Celeste side story should have been locked behind this one. I don't know why both of them were in the same space, same requirement, but this side story makes the other side story make more sense.
お前たちハルモニア派がこれまでいくつもの試練をその知恵と勇気で乗り越えてきたことは知っている。貴様らを疑うことは姫様をも否定することになる。
I'm glad to know you approve of us. Let's work together and save Celeste.
了解だ。
The two nodded as they stepped inside the barrier. Okay. Oh, goodbye, Celeste. Shit! No, my shielder. Ah, fine. Aria. Yeah. No, Aria. Good choice, me. In terms of equipment, I can't do anything. I can't upgrade. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. Actually, I could, but I like Wind Prison. Stop saying Tinder slit. It was one mistake. Okay, bro. Okay. I'm gonna have to do a lot of damage.
有効活用するとしましょう。
I still remember. I also remember.
敵の匂いだぞ。
Yeah, I can do that impression, right? I'm not gonna do it. Ow.
フィルムデイフィルムデイ
錬金術の奥義は戦いにも通じているんだ。
Okay, well, the potions will be a big help.
いいもの拾っちゃった
Uh,
もらっていきましょ
I mean,
うドール整備の時間ですわ
he misread Tinder Silt as Tinder Slit before. It's been so long since I got Tinder Silt.
私たちのチームワーク
Of course they have dolls.
インビジブルフィルムデイフィルムデイ当然の結果というものですわね
I should have. Shit. Fuck. I forgot the quick save. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Let me first check. You know what? Fuck it. I was gonna go back, all the way back. No. If I get lucky, I get lucky. If I don't, it doesn't matter. I've got all of the dolls. I mean, I've got most of the dolls. I won't care about the ones that I don't get.
インビジブルフィルムデイまあざっとこんなものねここで補給いたしましょう さあ、かかってらっしゃいな。フィルムデイ、フィルムデイ。
よし、この調子でいこう。
Ah,
やったー、ラッキー。
I see.
立ちふさがるなら戦うしかない。
嵐で閉じ込める。フィルムデイ。もう大丈夫だぞ。敵の匂い消えた。
Arya still does pretty good damage. Alright.
疲れたの。なんか拾ったぞ。ナムタ
Another 5.
友達守る。シンフォニックギア。フィルムデイ。フィルムデイ。当然の結果というものですわね。
And another 5.
前に進まなきゃ
Okay,
いけない
well,
時もある。シンフォニックギア。インビジブルツリー。嵐で閉じ込める。頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。お腹ペッコペコだぞ。
alright. Let's kill the hoe.
止まれ。
What? Sasha's calm but sharp voice made Shin stop. Signaled by her, Shin looked ahead of the bushes. Dolls. There's a good number of them.
奥に工房の入り口が見える。ドールを何とかできれば侵入できそうだ。シン、 ここは私がおとりになる。私がドールを引きつけている間に貴様は工房に侵入して姫様を救出してくれ。
That's crazy. You can't deal with that many dolls.
手をこまねいていては姫様の身に危険が及ぶ。今なら敵も油断しているだろう。姫様を奪還するチャンスだ。
Still, Shin tried to stop Sasha. She simply shook her head.
頼む。私に汚名返上の機会をくれ。姫様を助けられるのなら私の命ごときどうなっても本望だ。
Determination was in Sasha's expression. Prioritizing Celeste's life, she was willing to sacrifice her own life to save her. Like a sharp sword, a noble knighthood resided inside of her. However, would Celeste be happy having you do that?
なんだと。
If Celeste finds out you died on behalf of her, she would probably blame herself. I understand you really care about Celeste. I know you feel responsible for the Chancellor getting hurt too. But that doesn't mean you should undervalue your own life. You really care about Celeste. You should continue to live and support her.
知った風な口を。貴様に何がわかる。
I know more than you, bitch! I know, since I care about Celeste as much as you do. I honestly want to support Celeste from the bottom of my heart.
私は騎士の家系に生まれ、幼少から王家に仕えてきたのだぞ。私にとって姫様はまさに理想の主君、光だった。
Then you should understand how Celeste really feels. Also, as Sasha's rivalry got fired up, Shin also raised his voice. That was when Shin pointed behind Sasha, who was agitated. Mechanical sounds of the dolls were heard as they approached. Looks like we made too much noise. The dolls all seem to know we're here.
空気の読めん人形どもめ。貴様らの相手をしている場合ではないというのに。仕方あるまい。シン、こいつらを片付けるぞ。
You stopped your decoy plan? Responding to Sasha, Shin readied his gauntlets.
よく考えたら貴様だけに姫様を任せるわけにはいかんからな。だったら速攻で道路を一掃し、姫様の元に向かうまでだ。
Forcing our way through, huh? It's forceful, but it's far easier to understand. Dolls began forming together around them. Sasha's combat prosthetic blew fire and got the drop on their opponent. She took advantage of the gap and jumped into the opponent's room. Never mind, it's boss music. What the fuck? Not a fucking executioner. God damn it. Get out of here. I don't want to see your face. Or body.
Battle Arm, Heat Magnum.
No. I don't know what thumbnail I'll be able to use here. Gauntlet, Knuckle Bunker. Actually, I've got one in mind. Maybe. The two unleashed a simultaneous attack and knocked out the last of the dolls. Sasha humphed as she looked down at the bodies with scattered parts.
おい、今のは私のスコアだな。
No, I think I was a tad faster.
何？貴様の目は節穴か。これを見ろ。こいつを機能停止に追いやったのはどう見ても私の一撃。
Shouldn't we break into the workshop? We have to save Celeste.
言われるまでもない。貴様より早く姫様を助けてみせるぞ。
I feel I made a rival. Bro, the sex would be bought. No, I didn't say anything. Sasha quickly marched toward the entrance of the workshop. Shin followed right after. As they descended the stairs from the entrance, they arrived at the workshop filled with pipes and incubators. What are you sweet owing for? As they proceeded to the back with caution, they heard shouts of the terrorists they saw at the capital. Don't move. Don't come any closer.
そこにいたか逆賊
I told you don't move. Damn it. I just sniff this place out. Honey. Celeste. One of the terrorists pointed a gun at Celeste's temple. This man slyly smirked, showing he can shoot at any time. Drop your weapon, if you don't want the princess dead.
卑怯な
ダメよシンサーシャ武器を捨ててはダメ
Shut up. I never allowed you to talk. Terrorist jabbed her face with the gun barrel, but she didn't flinch at his words and continued to speak.
撃ちたければ撃ちなさい私を殺めたいならその機会はいくらでもあったはずよそれができないのは私の身柄を利用したい下心があなたたちにあったからではなくて
Hey, be quiet.
シン、サーシャ構わずに動きなさいこの男たちに私は殺せない
That's enough. You really want to die now? The enraged man put his finger on the trigger. A dry gunshot rang. The bullet didn't hit her. It just missed her and instead blew a hole in the machine next to her. What? A bug? Yeah? What startled the man was the Ariadne giant rhino beetle charging at him with its wings buzzing. Finn noticed the stain on the man's pants and released the beetle. Lured by the honey, the beetle appearance confused the man. Now, Sasha. Yeah. Sasha's movements were as fast as lightning. The terrorists were quickly disarmed, as some had their bones broken and others were slashed by a sword. In the meantime, Shin rushed to Celeste's side. Celeste, are you okay?
ええ私は平気
Tears began building in Celeste's eyes as she smiled. She seemed surprised by the sudden tears. They continued to flow out uncontrollably.
ごめんなさいほっとしたからかしら平気なのに
Sorry, we're late. You're all right now.
シン
Shin held her tight as her cries became louder. Her trembling shoulders were a sign of the weakness she's been trying to hide with her strong demeanor.
また助けてもらったわねやっぱりあなたは私の騎士だったわねシン
Celeste. The words reminded Shin of the time when he first met her. Why is there a red transition? Celeste was kidnapped by a nobleman and was trapped in a room in the mansion. To save her, young Shin went to sneak into the house. Shin smiled and reached his hand out to her to the girl who was curling up and sniffling. You're okay now.
シン助けに来てくれたのあなたは私の騎士だったの
Yeah, better than that bitch Sasha. Celeste asked innocently as Shin shook his head. No, I'm not.
騎士じゃないの
I'm an alchemist. Not a knight. I'm an alchemist, Celeste. The grown-up Shin replied with the same words as back then. As if she expected it, she smiled faintly with tears building in her eyes.
そうね。あなたは錬金術師。祖師を守護し、人々を嘆きから救う英知の担い手。私の目指した騎士道、世界一かっこいい錬金術師。
Celeste,
助けに来てくれた王子様にお礼。
yeah. What should I say? Haha.
姫様、族どもの捕獲が終わりました。ご指示を。
あら、サーシャ、いつの間に。相変わらず仕事が早いわね。
Celeste blushed as Sasha waited next to her. Sasha's eyes were fixed on Shin with a look of disdain.
とにかく撤収しましょう。応援を呼んで、このアジトや残党の捜査もするように。
は、かしこまりました。
あ、待って、サーシャ、その前に。
姫様？
Pulled over, Sasha turned around curiously.
あなたもありがとう。私のこと助けに来てくれて。信じていたわ。あなたとシンが一緒なら、クーデター派の残党なんかに負けるはずがないって。
もったいないお言葉です。しかし、姫様の恩義が危険にさらされたのは、元はといえば私の落ち度、お礼を言われるようなことではありません。
相変わらず頑固なのだから。でもそういうところが頼りになるのよね。サーシャ、手を。
はあ。
Commanded by Celeste, Sasha hesitantly offered her hand out. Celeste turned her hand gently and planted a kiss on the back.
感謝しています。騎士アレクサンドラ。今後もどうか私のことを守ってください。
姫様。
騎士の称号はシンが辞退してしまったから、今のところあなたが唯一の騎士よ、サーシャ。
Yeah, he's done it twice.
なんという身に余る光栄。
Sasha was shaking in awe. She raised her hand that was just kissed by Celeste as tears began building in her eyes.
見たかシン。姫様は貴様より私を騎士に選ばれたぞ。
But I withdrew.
いつの間にか随分対抗意識燃やされているわね、シン。
Bro, imagine the threesome. Never mind. Who knows what happened in a modest attitude from earlier. The two chuckled as Sasha cackled to state her victory. From there, the majority of the coup that had been hiding near the royal capital was revealed through investigations. The terrorists who took part in Professor Johann's plans to overthrow the kingdom were eventually wiped out. Killed. Thank you, Rocker. You helped me out a lot. After the incident, Shin went back to the camp and gave the beetle back. Rocker scratched his head in embarrassment from Shin's words.
よしてくれよ、兄貴。俺は何もしてねえよ。
No, if it wasn't for your idea and this beetle, I wouldn't have been able to save Celeste. You are the one who worked behind the scenes to solve this incident.
そうかな。兄貴、本当にそう思ってる？
Of course.
じゃあさ、俺自信持っていいかな。兄貴みたいな錬金術師に本当になれるって。
You're going to do it no matter what, right? That's why I brought this with me today. Shin pulled out a few books from his bag. Those were textbooks about demon partners that Brocker was interested in. It contained more advanced information than the previous introductory book.
これ借りていいの？
I suggest you start by making a basic demon partner using rocks and leaves. I look forward to seeing what you can do, Rocker.
俺絶対上達するからな。
The next time Shin comes back, Rocker's gonna have a big-titted Onechan demon partner. I hope to see you there. I hope to see you there. With that said, Shin held out his hand. Rocker rapidly swung his arm and slapped a high five.
待っててくれよな、兄貴。
Celeste is back. That means I can replace. Goodbye, Aria. Well, we are 3:30, 4:40, 49. Yeah, that's. Look, it hasn't been 2 hours though. In Ars Magna time, I mean. Yikes. Let's save that. 87.8. Jesus Christ. Huh? There's more? I didn't expect Maltina. I didn't expect. I can't not. I found the thumbnail. Hang on. Maybe I should have checked before I did this. This looks like a very important or is it first? I mean, right? Surely this isn't a this isn't a romance thing, right? I mean, they all are, but regardless. Celeste's route. Okay, Caged Bird has 2 more things after it, so it's okay. A sweet, toasty, odd scent filled the workshop. The smell was coming from an alchemy cauldron for some time. Celeste was blending soap for traveling purposes to wash off the dust. Have a good night, Dexter.
いかれ阻止への命運をかけた遠征でも王女としていいえ年頃の娘として清潔さは保たなければ
That's cute.
汗とか赤とか汚れているところ真に見せたくないし旅が長くなるとやっぱり匂いとかも
Listen. Never mind. I'm not going to incriminate myself any further. Celeste used all her strength to stir the thick, muddy substance in the pot. With the rising vapor, she too began to blend into something white. What is this goofy art music? Whoa, what the heck? Having business to attend outside, they came back after an hour. Right as Shin and Arya returned to the workshop, the entire place was filled with white smoke. What the fuck is going on?
セレスいるの？
あらその声シンオリオえ何この煙やだ
She was too engrossed in stirring that pot. Celeste, where are you? Over there?
助けて石鹸が泡の煙が
Celeste? What?
滑る
Bro, all the soap is spilling. As the two tried to go where they heard her voice, they both slipped. The floor of the workshop was unusually slippery, and they struggled to walk. Yet they crawled forth and found a figure that appeared to be Celeste. Celeste. And then Celeste slips. Right when she was about to turn around, her leg was caught by the slippery floor. Soft impact hit his face. Make matters worse, Arya slid in from behind and God damn it. The next moment, Shin's neck was tightened by Celeste, who was panicked. Shin was about to die. I can't believe you fell asleep while you were creating the formula. Oh, she fell asleep.
ごめんなさい。ついぼんやりしてしまって。
It was good that the two came back, otherwise it would have been a terrible disaster. The unbelievable mistake, Celeste pouted in disbelief.
シンはいい目に遭ってるような気もするけどね。
Shut up, Arya. She nearly snapped my neck, you know.
当然の報いでしょ。
Shut up, Arya. You're just jealous because I got some titty. What? Arya humped as she made that statement. You're not convinced. Well, anyway. Unless if you're tired, why don't you take a break from making formulas? This time we were safe but if there's another accident, that would be troublesome.
そんな、みんなが遠征の準備をしているのに、私だけ怠けるなんてできないわ。
You won't think that. You have a lot of work to do as a princess, right? Apparently, Celeste is doing work at the royal palace while continuing her tasks as an alchemist at the academy. The coup may be over, but the turmoil still lingered, and she was also kidnapped a few days ago. Even in these conditions, Celeste was working energetically, but with King Faust being absent, the burden on her must be immeasurable. The time of the workshop was also decreasing. Even when she did show up, mistakes such as this began to be more noticeable. You can leave the academy things to us, so you can go ahead and prioritize your duties at the palace for now.
シン、私がいなくても大丈夫なの？
I mean, no, but it depends on what you mean. Do our best to fill in for your tasks. Right now, we need to support each other. We all need to support each other.
そうよね。いくら無理したって、それでシンたちの足を引っ張ったら本末転倒よね。わかったわ。今日のところは王宮に戻る。日程を調整して余裕ができたらまた来るようにするから。
I'll walk you back.
いいえ、サーシャがいてくれるから大丈夫。シンは工房で作業を進めて。
Celeste took her leave after mildly turning down his offer. Her back seemed rather small and lonely, which was unlike her.
追いかけた方がいいんじゃない？
Yes. I should, but right now she wasn't sure what the right words to tell her now. He couldn't support her in the palace. If that was the case, shouldn't he do what he could as an alchemist and protect the place where she could come back?
そういうことじゃないんだよな。そんなんじゃ本当にすれ違っちゃうよ。
Arya didn't try to hide her dismay and patted Shin's chest.
いいから行ってきなさい。さっき突っ込んだ時の勢いはどこに行ったの？
But what happened because you came from behind? But that happened because you came from behind.
いいから行く。
Booted out by Arya, Shin left the workshop. Celeste ran to the front of the academy and spotted Celeste with Sasha. Calling her name, he tried to approach when suddenly Sasha drew out her sword.
貴様か、くせ者。
Whoa! Shin barely managed to dodge her sudden attack. Totally tried to slash me after seeing my face, didn't you?
当然だ。姫様を泣かせる大逆人め。
Make her cry. Turned to look at Celeste.
サーシャやめて。悪いのは調合中に居眠りなんかした私なの。
しかし、この男は姫様の気を知らずに。
Well, it's not my fault I'm a dense protagonist that doesn't know anything about women. Sasha kept her eyes locked on Shin as she shot a fierce glare.
確かに姫様には至らぬところがあったのかもしれん。だが姫様は目の回るようなご多忙の中、なんとかここに顔を出す時間を捻出していたのだ。それを貴様は。
Uh-oh. Shin, dodge. Sasha raised a prosthetic hand. A metallic fist began to glow right in front of Shin.
いい加減になさい、サーシャ。
Oh. From the side, Celeste flashed a shining hilt. Struck on her bare leg. Sasha jumped up.
大丈夫。峰打ちよ。
Does a rapier have it back? True. Peering over, he spotted a faint red bruise on Sasha's leg. Sasha clenched her lips as she held back the pain. The pain.
調合中にうたた寝なんかしたのだから、悪いのは私に決まっているでしょ。疲れてたなんて言い訳にならないわ。
しかし姫様。いえ、つい興奮しすぎました。
You're just jealous because I want to spend more time with with Celeste. I get to spend more time with her than you.
とにかく今日のところは戻るわよ。
Oh, Celeste. Right as Celeste was about to take her leave, Shin called her over.
シン、もし私が遠征行けなかったら。
Huh?
なんでもない。私は私の務めを果たしてくるから待っててくれる？
Yeah, of course. Also, if you need any help, I'll run over to help.
ありがとう。
Celeste showed a faint smile before walking away. Then hesitated for a moment, wondering if he should go after her.
おい、貴様。
Sasha, are you okay?
貴様に気づかれたくはない。しかしシン、さっきはどうして避けなかった？姫様が止めなかったら、そのまま殴られるつもりだっただろう。
You are upset on behalf of Celeste, so I thought that I can take on at least a punch. I know Celeste is going through a lot right now. I want to help her if I can, but I don't know what to do. Celeste was trying to become a substitute for her father, King Faust. The seriousness and responsibility may be why she was struggling with her ideal and reality. She didn't want Celeste to push herself too much, but while she was doing what a princess had to do, denying her job was not the right thing to do.
まったく貴様は人のことは言えないが不器用な性分だな。
Sasha was dumbfounded. After a few moments of hesitation, she took a notebook out of her pocket and tore out a page with a note.
ここを訪ねろ。貴様なら多分お会いしてもらえるだろう。
Meet whom?
貴様の悩みに助言をくれるであろう唯一の方だ。ではな。
How to talk to women 101. Celeste went ahead and as Sasha went after her and hurried off the scene. The next day, Shin went to visit the place Sasha told him about. The lone mansion was on top of the hills, standing on the outskirts of the capital. After mentioning his name and purpose of visiting, an elderly butler invited him in. Excuse us.
うん。
Cast, who was laying on the bed, looked rather well. However, his cheeks were caved in and his hair and beard left as is. He appeared rather old.
すまぬな。わざわざ見舞いに来てもらったのに、寝たままで。
Not at all. I know you're not accepting visitors, but I asked to be let in. I should be the one apologizing.
意識が戻ったのは少し前だ。しかし、起き上がることは許してもらえなくてな。そなたらには迷惑をかけている。
Thanks to you, we can depart to the edge of Soshi. We don't think you're troubling us at all. But I was a little surprised that I thought you would be at the place or at the palace or in a hospital in the capital.
セレスの心遣いだろう。床に伏した私は、できる限り属性から話しておこうとな。しかし、それでも報告はいろいろと入ってくる。大臣のやつめが、セレスのことを随分と案じていてな。
Gus peered at Shin, almost knowing that was what he wanted to know about.
大臣は、為政者と錬金術師を兼ねるのは土台無理だというのだな。もう何度か娘をいさめてその度にやり合ったらしい。
Blessed did. I can almost see how my subjects asking. Wait, what? I can almost see how my subjects asking her to refrain from going to the academy. What? But she just went anyway. Well, you managed to handle being both the Chancellor of the Magic Academy and be the king at the same time.
そう。その実例があるから良くなかったのだな。実際のところ、私はいい加減だった。王としての執務は大臣に丸投げしていたようなものだからな。
Oh, so that's what Celeste should do. Right as he tried to laugh, Pa's expression clouds from the pain of his wounds. Chancellor.
大事ない。まあ、あれだ。王などは適度にサボり、下の者を働かせた方がうまく回ると。これは私の持論だが。
I'll be back. Also, we looks like we found our solution. Just get the minister to do all of our kingly duties.
そこがセレスは真面目すぎるのだな。私に似ず完璧主義なところがある。
I agree. She tries her best on everything without taking any shortcuts. Normally that would be a virtue, but that was pushing Celeste over the edge now. It's just like Jean.
それで大臣や文官たちは危機感を覚えている。半端な二重生活はやめて、為政者の執務に専念してほしいとな。
They want Celeste to quit the academy?
クーデターにオブリビオン。世情は混沌としている。この上、セレスまで遠征で犠牲になれば取り返しがつかない。そもそも、オーズ遠征にセレスが赴く必要があるのか。
Yes.
と、怖い顔をするな。これは文官たちの考えで、大臣がこの私に訴えていったことだ。
What did you say?
セレスの意志を尊重すべきと。あやつめ、大臣の分際で私を親バカとなじりおった。そして、 そこまで言うなら結果でその意思を確かめたい。錬金術師としてのセレスの適性で判断させてもらうと。
So if she can't produce any results,
大臣たちはセレスの王ズ遠征を阻止させ、王女としての役割に徹しさせるであろうな。
no way. That was why Celeste forced herself to show up at the academy. She'd been working so hard to the point she'd fall asleep at the workshop trying to come up with results that would satisfy the minister. And yet I told Celeste to rest. Realizing the unthoughtful words he said to her, Shin clenched his fists.
思えば、娘が錬金術師を志したのは、そなたとの出会いがきっかけであったな。それまでは棒を振り回してばかりのおてんば娘だったが。
So it's my fault that she's not a tomboy, man.
あの誘拐騒ぎのことを思い出したわ。助けに来たそなたを娘が物語の中の英雄のように話すのでな。正直嫉妬したものだ。
Chancellor Faust. Unsure of what the Chancellor was trying to say, Shin looked into his face, but his eyes widened with the following words.
シン、今度はそなたがセレスを誘拐してしまえ。
True, I've already saved her from being kidnapped twice. Surely I'm a better kidnapper than those schmucks that failed to kidnap her while she was a child. What?
政治など大臣に任せておけばいい。煩わしい執務から解放してやるために、そなたが娘を迎えに行くのだ。
That's outrageous. Are you seriously saying that? Yeah, if you force Celeste to have the ministers do all of the kingly duty, do all the political shit, so that she could focus on her alchemy, you know.
さてな、病人のざれ言だ。責任は持たん。
Bro. Not fair.
それが大人のやり方だ。大臣に覚悟のほどを見せつけてやれ。
I mean, like, I could show them my determination in another way. It might take 9 months, but never mind. I'll kidnap Celeste. I'll pick her up. If only he can do that. He thought to himself. He was in the workshop and not the palace, then what are you looking at, St. Quartz? Ideas came to mind, but he knew that such actions couldn't be forgiven. His logical rules were what was holding down Shin's usual selfishness. Yet Faust casually told him to break these rules and go do it without a second thought. He encouraged Shin's hesitant side to take action.
少し喋りすぎた。疲れたので休ませてもらうぞ。
You all like to light the fire in others and run away from the responsibility, don't you?
意志を尊重する。セレスやそなたや若者の意志を。
You urge me that way. I'm not gonna stop. Don't make it sound like that, Shin. Faust quietly closed his eyes. His cheeks seemed to relax with a look of amusement. Alright, time to kidnap a princess. What the fuck? And waited until nightfall and snuck into the palace. Oh, he's actually gonna... The security was tight due to the coup, but he managed to avoid being caught with the usage of his alchemy tools. Okay, it shouldn't be this easy. Celeste's room must be there. As expected, there are guards. Then can sit anesthetic bullets into his gauntlet. Gauntlet ample set. I'll let you sleep for a while. Holding up his gauntlet from the shadow, he shot a tiny needle out. A grunt was heard as it hit the guard's neck before he collapsed. Okay, now's my chance. Sneaking to the door, Shin placed his ether gear on top of the keyhole, tracing the shape of the key with his liquid metal. After a few moments, a click was heard as the lock was opened. Cautiously, Shin turned the knob and quietly slipped in from the crack. Oh shit! The moment he entered a room, he received a rough welcome. The light of a blade flashed in the darkness. Sensing the murderous intent, Shin reflectively ducked his head down. The blade grazed his cheek as a tuft of his hair was chopped away. Wait, Celeste, it's me, Shin.
Shin?
Bro, how's it this easy? After Celeste's surprised voice rang, she withdrew her sword.
本当にシンなの？どうしてここに？
I'm here to kidnap you. I mean, I wanted to see you.
会いたいって。でもよくさっきの避けられたわね。
I'm not. To tell you the truth, I saw it coming. I knew you'd notice my presence and would be first to move.
さすが、よくわかってるわね。王女たるもの、自分の身は自分で守れるくらいじゃないと。
Yeah, you know, ever since you got kidnapped that first time, you know. Yeah, but it sometimes makes me wonder about that, knowing you, after all. My heart is still racing.
シン、私も急にあなたが来るから胸が高鳴って。
Don't do this to me. My case, my heart isn't racing from the excitement of sneaking in a girl's room, but more from the fear for my life. Shin patted his chest down and regained his composure. Celeste, I came here to kidnap you.
どういうこと？
I know how to kidnap a princess. I've seen it happen twice now. Well, this is what I mean. Shin formed a blade from his gauntlet and pointed the tip at Celeste.
本気なの？
If that will bring you back to the Harmonia College.
私は今もハルモニア派のつもりよ。
Well, you are trapped inside the royal palace, and the role as a princess is keeping you away.
サーシャに聞いたの？
No, I heard from your dad. Well, more like a dirty adult. He really called the Chancellor a dirty adult. But I decided to do this. I'm having you come back to the academy.
私の意志は聞かないの？私が王女としての務めを放棄すれば困る人がたくさんいるのに。
That's why I said I came here to kidnap you. Celeste took her job seriously. If I respected her opinions, she would be caught in her sense of responsibility and wouldn't be able to choose. He'd just take her away, no questions asked. He knew that was his selfish side, but he came here with his mind made up. Just let someone else handle the politics right now. I just want to be an alchemist with you. I want to go to the edge of Soshi with you.
シン。
Without waiting for an answer, he took her hand, nearly pulled away. Celeste tried to stay put.
待ってシン。私だって同じ気持ちよ。できるならハルモニア派のみんなとオーズ遠征に行きたい。
There are
だけど。
no buts. There is only kidnapping. Are you talking about the conditions that you have to achieve as an alchemist? Then you ought to return to the workshop now.
そこまで聞いているのね。そ それでそんなに強引なんて。
Yes. I don't think the minister's way is fair. He's making you do a ton of work and ask for results in alchemy.
それは。
Before Celeste can continue, Shin pulled her arm. Barely resisting, Shin ran straight into the hallway. Okay, it looks like no one made a scene yet.
本気なのね。けれど少しだけ昔のことを思い出したわ。
You mean the kidnapping incident when we were kids?
ええ、あの時の再現みたい。
Except I'm the kidnapper this time.
閉じ込められた私を連れ出してくれるという意味では同じよ。
Really? The first time he felt Celeste grip his hand back, he grabbed hold of Shin's wrist.
本当は分かっていたの。二重生活に無理があるって。でも王女の務めを果たさなければ錬金術師としても失格だと思ったから。おごっていたのね、私。お父様のようにできると。
Well, no, Celeste. You did a good job until today. To just make me into the bad guy.
分かったわ、誘拐犯さん。あなたの行為に甘えさせて。
You know, is it really kidnapping if she's doing it willingly? Alright, let's hurry. Shin put his hand on Celeste's back and rushed her. That was when a long shadow appeared in the halls, illuminated by the moonlight.
そこまでだシン。誘拐など断じて許さん。
Sasha?
この私が詰めていると知りながら姫様を連れ去ろうとは大胆不敵な輩め。
I mean, like,
覚悟してもらう。
I got this far in kidnapping her. You're a pretty shitty knight. If I got to a room before you could find me.
待ってサーシャ、シンは私のために。お願い、行かせて。
Nah, I'd win.
いくら姫様のお望みでもこればかりは。いざ。
Shaking away her hesitation, Sasha shouted and activated her battle arm. Sparks flew from her prosthetic arm, making it seem like waves of her aura. Alright, I don't plan on backing down either. Even if it means I'd have to beat you, I'm going to take Celeste away.
体現を。ならば来い。
I have no time to waste. Let's do this, Sasha. With a shout, both of them activated their blades, kicking the ground they instantly closed in. Huh? Twisted halfway and struck his left arm out. While pretending to strike, he swung out his entire blade. He thought he caught Sasha by surprise, but it didn't work against her. She flicked his blade away with a simple swing of her sword. But that was expected. He was well aware that she was a master in martial arts. If the earlier attack served as a slight gap in her guard, it'd be a chance for him to connect it with a real blow. Then quickly changed his balance of his body and slashed at her from above with the blade in his right arm. Take this!
シン、サーシャ。
Two crossed each other and stopped. Shin's blade stopped only inches away from Sasha's shoulder.
なぜ剣を止めた。
Celeste told me to. You too. You could have shot me down with a counterattack. Sasha tucked her left arm and paused, with her elbow drawn back. Her prosthetic arm surpassed the speed of her normal arm. If you wanted to, you could have thrown a few punches at lightning speed before Shin's blade reached her.
貴様の調整を受けた義手だからな。これで貴様をぶちのめすわけにはいかないだろう。
But I didn't make it. I just, you know, renovated it. Sasha, were you planning to lose against me from the start? Shin asked as Sasha responded with her head turned away.
何のことだ。
But murderous intent he felt earlier from Sasha seemed to dissipate. He seemed resentful, but that may be due to the awkwardness after Shin saw through her intentions.
サーシャ、そうなの？私を行かせてくれるの？
姫様、どうかご容赦を。騎士としてみすみす賊を見逃すようなセリフを吐くわけには参りません。しかし姫様の望みは私の望みでもあります。故に騎士の剣筋が鈍ることもありましょう。
At times, people prioritize their own selfishness over their desires. Sasha must know Celeste better than anyone, and knew how she struggled over her duties. That may be why, with her usual sour look, she glared at Shin before muttering,
さあ、とどめを刺せ。このまま骨の一本も折るがいい。
Huh? Why?
王女の護衛が何もせず賊を見送るわけにはいかないからな。気絶するほどの痛みを受ければ、かろうじて言い訳はつく。
I mean, like, I can just hit you with a sleeping dart But fast words suddenly came back to in Shin's mind. The dirty ways of an adult, huh? Sasha, let's do this. I'll punch you now, but in exchange, you can punch me too.
痛み分けというわけか。言っておくが、手加減はしないぞ。
Just, you know, don't use the wrong hand, okay? I don't want my bones broken. Better to keep some face rather than just be beaten, right?
それでも目の前で姫様をさらわれるのだ。不名誉には変わりない。
With that said, Sasha got into position. Going with the flow, Shin also clenched his fist.
せえ。
Then... His conscience blew away for a moment from the strong impact. Striking pain followed as he fell to his knees. As Shin crashed down, Sasha looked down at him.
腰の入ってないパンチだな。そんなことでは姫様をお守りすることは。
Yeah, well, I'm not a martial artist, so... But that's why there's a reliable knight like you, right? Seemed like a weak smile appeared on her lips, but suddenly her body wobbled and collapsed on her back.
私は平気です。それよりもお早く姫様。
Let's go.
まったく二人とも無茶をして。
The halls were getting rowdy. Others must have noticed the abnormality and the sound of footsteps were rushing over. Hey, this way! The bandits are there!
シン。
The bandit, you mean? It's okay. I knew something like this would happen. From his tool bag, Shin pulled out a packet that was about the size of his hand. Unwrapping the package, he pulled the string to open the insides and tossed it on the floor. Soldiers that approached slipped and fell on one another. Hey, don't tell. It ain't no way it's soap. What the? It's slippery. I can't get up. What?
シン、これは。
Bro. I tweaked the formula for the soap you were making, Celeste. When you pull this string, it instantly heats up and melts. Now you can't walk properly on this, on that side of the hallway.
私こういう意図で石鹸の調合をしたわけではなかったのだけど、
Listen,
旅先でも汗を埃にまみれた姿を真に見せないために。
listen. All I'm gonna say is, never mind. We managed to stop the castle guards. This can count as an achievement the minister was talking about. But
そうかしら。
soldiers who fell for the trap still struggled to get up. While looking down at them, Celeste tilted her head, not looking too convinced. Come on, Celeste, this way. Escaping the royal palace, Jin and Celeste ran through the city at night. Surprised people turned to look at, and some seemed to have noticed Celeste's identity, but they continued to run through the crowded streets. While running out of breath, Shin felt exhilarated. Wanted to pat himself on the shoulder, even though he knew his selfishness may cause trouble in the palace, the people and many others.
シン、止まって、息が。
Oh, sorry. Are you alright, Celeste?
でもずっと走りっぱなしだったから。大丈夫。追っ手はいないみたい。
Celeste leaned forth and gasped for a while. At the same time, Shin was also trying to collect his breath.
そういえば大丈夫？さっきサーシャに殴られたところ。
It stings just a little. She did punch me with her normal hand, not a prosthetic one.
そういう問題ではないでしょ？本当に二人ともバカなことをして。
Letting out in a pulled sigh, Celeste placed her hand on his wound. Suddenly, feeling mischievous, she grabbed hold of her hand. He grabbed hold of her hand. Looks like I found my thumbnail. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure you were with me. He wrapped his arms around Celeste's body. Slightly hot after running, he felt her soft warmth against him.
もう今日はあなたに驚かされてばかりだわ。
But you still came along.
誘拐犯にさらわれたのよ。
That's right. Then I better keep you caught. There's never mind. Putting more strength in his arm, Shin pulled her closer. Her cheeks flushed as a weak smile emerged on her lips. Being at a distance where they can feel each other's breath, her eyes seemed to glisten from the heat.
手を離しても逃げたりしないわ。
Really?
ええ。でも離さないで。ずっと捕まえていて。
Celeste. Her arms also wrapped around his back, as her eyes that gazed into his slowly closed.
シン。
They didn't even have a CG for it though. They just have their eyes closed. Tears began forming in Celeste's eyes.
ありがとう。
I didn't do anything that required your thanks. It's the same in Riddle Joker, man.
でも嬉しい。私を連れ出してくれて、胸に抱いてくれて。
I only did it because I wanted to.
私も。
The two gazed at each other as Celeste spoke dreamily.
私もシンといたい。どこまでも。ソシエの果てまでも。
Yeah. After that incident, a huge stir within the royal palace, and the academy rose as Shin brought Celeste back. From the royal court came the minister and civil servants, while the academy had Shin, Celeste, Miss Sonia, and the administration office come in to negotiate. Both of their arguments were equal, and the difficulty of the discussion increased. However, Faust, who was still undergoing medical treatment, claimed they should respect Celeste's wishes. Thanks to that, Celeste managed to withdraw herself from the palace duties and was able to devote herself to her studies. Ministers and civil servants struggled to take over the work left by her. Instead, they demanded credibility as an alchemist from Celeste. The princess journeys as an alchemist to ward off the calamity brought by the dust. As this image propagated to the people, she now shouldered the duty to provide the results to everyone. The fuck is Purifier? I'm not surprised that there is a scene between Shin and Celeste, but you're gonna have to wait to see that next time.